Happy Sunday, everyone. As you can see by the title, this is comics I would have never collected as a kid. And I think I'm probably going to do a series of these. So you can consider this part one. As a kid, I was strictly a superhero comic book collector. And really, I was DC heavy. And this is going to be all DC books I pulled. And Justice League of America is, if you don't already know it, is my all-time favorite title. Batman and Superman are my favorite superheroes. So as a kid, in my collection, it was Justice League, any Superman title, Batman title, World's Finest, which is, they both appeared in that. And as I got older, as actually when I turned 50 and got back into the hobby after being out of it for 10 years and not having one comic to my name, I picked up a couple Justice Leagues that I had as a kid that I talked about in my very first video. And then I discovered Shannon's channel. And through Shannon's channel, I discovered Rod's channel and John's channel, Dr. Von Chilla, and Alan at After Comics, and Patrick's channel, Luther Manning, and others, Metarog. And I gained a new appreciation of comics that weren't of the superhero genre. I gained an appreciation, and I think it really stems from Shannon, the artwork of the books. And now, I'll tell you right now, I think DC, Bronze Age DC horror mystery books are just the best thing to collect from the 70s. I don't think there's a finer thing, except for Justice League. But that being said, I just pulled a stack of books here. I pulled a few from each series, each title. I'm not going to show the entire run of books. I don't have the entire run of most of these, but of those that I do, I'm still not going to show the entire run. You've probably seen all this. So let's just get started. I'll try to keep this under 10 minutes. And the first one is Blitzkrieg. We Dare to Be Different. A searing battle sagas of World War II is seen through enemy eyes. And what better way to start off a video than showing a Joe Kubert cover? And Shannon has said it many times, there's no such thing as a bad Joe Kubert cover. And to just real quick, you want to know a little bit more about this series, pick up this issue of back issue number 127. It talks about Blitzkrieg, and it was very good. So that's still available at Tomorrow's site. Here's number 1. And there's another one, number 2. Again, Joe Kubert cover. And I have one more. And this is also part of the DC Comics Salutes the Bicentennial, which I thought was super cool. What a great idea. 33 different comics. Though it was interesting, Flash didn't have he did have it was DC Superstars featuring Flash, but his own title did not have DC Comics Salutes the Bicentennial. Neither did Wonder Woman, which I kind of was a little surprised. Claw the Unconquered. Ernie Chan cover. Again, I would have never picked this up as a kid. I would have just passed right by it. And I have the entire run. I think it was 12 issues. I think it ran 9 issues, stopped for a little bit, and then picked up like a year later and finished off with a few more issues. I really do enjoy this run. Yes, it's, who does he look like? We know who he looks like. But it's still a really good title. A good series. This is my favorite cover from the series, number 2. Again, it's Ernie Chan on the cover. I really, really like this cover. It could be an obsession book, but I only have one copy of it. You're not going to see any duplicates, I don't think. Moving on to Kamandi, Last Boy on Earth. Jack Kirby at his finest. Well, some would say that his finest was in the 60s with Marvel, but I really do like a lot of his DC work. I really do. And some of the stuff just didn't take, but I really enjoyed his work. And as a kid, I wasn't thrilled with his artwork. I thought it was kind of blocky. I wasn't thrilled at all, but I've come to appreciate it as I've gotten older. And here's just a few. I do have number 1. It's up on my shelf here. Number 9. And this one, and somebody really likes this, and I don't know why. It's just average. Kidding. Actually, this is my favorite Commandy cover as well, and I can see how this could be an obsession book. I think it's super cool. And another one, number 19, and I have one more, and there you go, from the collection of Shannon Link, Richmond, Kentucky. Focus. It was focused for a second. There you go. Shannon gave me several Commandy books, and I'm very grateful. I am, and they're always going to stay in my collection. War comics. The only one I used to pick up occasionally was The Unknown Soldier, but again, I would have just really bypassed war books, and now anything with a Joe Kubert cover, I'm all over. Our Army at War featuring Sergeant Rock, number 250. There is Mr. Joe Kubert. Oh, I don't know if you just heard Martin in the background. That's our one dog. And number 257. Our Fighting Forces, featuring the losers, Captain Storm, Johnny Cloud, Gunner, and Sarge. And this is a Jack Kirby cover, because Jack Kirby I think he did maybe 10 issues of this series? So again, I would have never picked this up as a kid. This is my favorite one, my favorite cover. Number 168, again, you see, number 13 in the DC Comics Salutes the Bicentennial run. I think it's cool. Super cool cover. And I think it is, oh man, I didn't do my homework on this. I want to say maybe it's Luis Dominguez, but usually would see LD somewhere. I don't have to. But anyway, love the cover. Another one, number 169, Joe Kubert cover. And another Joe Kubert cover, number 170. Just a few more. I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. I know there's so many good videos out there to watch. This is a fun title. I got a little glare, I'm sorry. Here, let's adjust that, move that. Plop. I only have 2 issues of Plop, but this is a series I think eventually I'm going to collect and complete. I think there's 24 issues maybe. Have number 1. I think it's funny. Basil Wolverton on the cover. Love that. It's a nice copy, actually. It's a very fine plus. And I think this is a cool one. Again, part of the DC Comics Salutes the Bicentennial, number 12 in that run, and number 22 in the run of Plop. And it's saddle-stitched giant from 76. Prez, the first team president of the USA. I think this is I only have 1 issue of Prez, and obviously it's this one, the first issue. Again, I just would have never, even as I got older and started getting to back issues when I was in my 20s and 30s collecting, I just would have passed on stuff like this. But 20 cents, that's so cool. Back in the day, you could pick up 5 comics for $1. We'll close out with this. Just a few. I only have a few copies of a few issues of Secrets of Haunted House. I love this issue. I do love this. This is a Luis Dominguez cover. Number 1. May, I believe it's May 1975. It's May 75 or May 76. And I'm sure it's May 75 because I think by 76 there was 30-cent covers, or switching over to 30 cents. Love this. This is a nice copy. Got number 2. Ernie Chan on the cover. You can see the EC right there. And one more. This is number 4. And, gosh, can't tell. Luis Dominguez cover. Anyway, just a handful of books I picked up. That I picked up over since I've gotten back into collecting when I turned 50. I'm 57 now. And these are, like I said, these are comics I would have never picked up as a kid. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. And we'll do a part 2 down the road. Anyway, take care, everyone.